Welcome back to ADCGH Spoilers channel. Today, we explore the tangled love affairs, shocking betrayals, and complicated relationships brewing in Port Charles. Will Willow Corinthos finally see Drew Quartermain for who he really is? Will she regret ending things with Michael Corinthos? And how will Sasha Gilmore Corbin's unexpected pregnancy complicate everything? Let's dive into the drama. Will Willow and Michael rekindle their love? As General Hospital fans know, love is rarely a straight path. It's often riddled with heartbreak, unexpected turns, and, in this case, a potential reconciliation between Willow and Michael. Even though Willow chose Drew, it's clear that Michael still has feelings for her. And with Chad Duell possibly returning to the canvas, there's an undeniable possibility that their story isn't over just yet. If the past has proven anything, it's that soap operas love a good second-chance romance, especially when it involves characters with a deep history like these two. But the road back won't be easy. Michael's recent involvement with Sasha Gilmore Corbin is bound to complicate things. It's already a tangled situation, and with Sasha secretly carrying Michael's child, things are only going to get messier. Could Sasha's pregnancy force Michael to stay away from Willow? Or will it be the catalyst that makes Willow realize how much she truly lost? And then there's the real question, would Michael even consider reconciling with Willow? Or is too much damage already done? The Sasha twist, a secret pregnancy that changes everything. The biggest wildcard in this situation is undoubtedly Sasha. The idea that Sasha is pregnant with Michael's baby but keeping the paternity a secret is a classic soap opera bombshell just waiting to explode. But why is she keeping it a secret? For one, she might not want to trap Michael into a relationship, especially when she knows that his heart still belongs, at least in part, to Willow. Maybe she's afraid that if the truth comes out, it will just push Michael back toward Willow, making her feel like an afterthought in the process. Or maybe she's just not ready to deal with the fallout. If she reveals the truth, it could change everything, not just for her and Michael, but for Willow, Drew, and even Nina. If Willow hadn't been pulled into Drew's orbit, Michael and Sasha might never have happened. Their night together was fueled by pain, heartbreak, and alcohol, a classic soap opera combination that leads to regret, consequences, and unexpected pregnancies. The big question now is, when will the truth come out? Will Sasha be able to keep the secret much longer, or will someone, perhaps even Nina, uncover the truth and use it to her advantage? Will Willow regret choosing Drew? If there's one thing certain in all of this, it's that Willow is about to face a rude awakening when it comes to Drew Quartermain. Up until now, she has idolized him, seeing him as a man of integrity, kindness, and moral superiority. But that fantasy is about to be shattered. Drew has been keeping a massive secret from her, his affair with Nina Reeves. Once Willow finds out the truth, it's going to change everything. The betrayal is going to feel personal, not just because he cheated, but because it was with her own mother. And let's be clear, Drew isn't an innocent victim in all of this. He has actively pursued a romantic relationship with Willow, all while keeping his connection to Nina hidden. It's a double betrayal, and once the truth is out, it's unlikely Willow will ever look at him the same way again. Willow might start to question everything, including whether she made a mistake in ending things with Michael. The soap opera gods love irony, and it wouldn't be surprising if Willow, after all her insistence that Drew was the better man, suddenly finds herself repulsed by him. Could she try to fix her broken marriage to Michael after the betrayal? Or is it already too late? Drew's true colors, crossing boundaries and pushing Willow too far. Drew's questionable behavior doesn't stop at his affair with Nina. He's crossed multiple lines, particularly when it comes to Willow's relationship with Michael. Rather than respecting the boundaries of their complicated family dynamic, Drew has actively encouraged Willow to manipulate Michael's situation for his own gain. If Drew was truly the good guy Willow believes him to be, he wouldn't have involved himself in Michael's personal matters. He would have respected the emotional turmoil she was experiencing. Instead, he pushed her to take advantage of Michael's vulnerability, a move that shows a much darker side to his character. And let's not forget one of the most glaring red flags, Drew's willingness to engage in a relationship with his own nephew's wife. That alone should have given Willow pause, but because she saw Drew as someone she could trust, she overlooked the warning signs. Now, with the truth about his affair with Nina looming over them, Willow will finally see the side of Drew she refused to acknowledge before. What happens next? So, where do things go from here? Will Willow and Michael find their way back to each other? How long can Sasha keep the secret of her pregnancy before it blows up in everyone's faces? How will Willow react when she learns the truth about Drew and Nina? Will Drew's ambitions come crashing down once his betrayal is exposed? There are so many directions this storyline could take, and one thing is for certain, it's about to get even messier. Could we see Willow fight for her marriage once Michael heals from his injuries? If she finally sees Drew for who he really is, will she try to repair what she lost? And what about Sasha's pregnancy? If Michael finds out the truth, could that push him even further away from Willow, solidifying their break for good? Next, we dive into one of the most gripping storylines unfolding in Port Charles, Cyrus Renault's desperate attempts to keep his deadly secrets buried. Will Molly, Christina, and their allies outmaneuver the infamous criminal, or will they walk straight into a lethal trap? Buckle up because this mystery is about to explode, literally. A deadly game, Cyrus Renault's final stand. Cyrus Renault is no stranger to calculated violence, and if there's one thing he does well, it's eliminating threats before they expose him. Now, with multiple people circling closer to the truth about his so-called mercy killings, the pressure is mounting. Desperate and feeling cornered, Cyrus may decide that his only way out is to eliminate all of his pursuers in one brutal move. What better way to ensure his secrets remain buried than staging a deadly explosion that wipes out everyone investigating him? Could he use deception to lure them into a trap? It wouldn't be the first time a villain in Port Charles has orchestrated a mass attack to protect their criminal empire. If Cyrus is as ruthless as we believe, then he may stage a meeting under the guise of giving information only to set up a devastating explosion that could take out all his enemies in one fell swoop. But will someone catch on before it's too late? Will Christina, Molly, Lucky, Elizabeth, Lucas, and Jocelyn be able to see through his plan? Or will they find themselves trapped in a race against time as the clock ticks down to disaster? Cyrus feels the pressure as the net closes in the criminal world. Silence is power, and the more people who start asking questions, the more dangerous things become for a man like Cyrus Renault. With multiple people now investigating him, he knows he has to act fast. The vultures are circling, and even though Cyrus is a master manipulator, he can feel the walls closing in. Lucky Spencer and Elizabeth Baldwin have been working in the shadows, slowly piecing together the puzzle of Cyrus' connection to multiple mysterious deaths. At the same time, Lucas Jones and Jocelyn Jacks are positioning themselves inside key locations, the hospital and Turning Woods, where they hope to uncover the proof they need. But there's a major flaw in this covert operation. Jocelyn and Christina aren't exactly known for their discretion. Their determination to expose the truth could unintentionally tip Cyrus off, making them immediate targets. If Cyrus begins to sense that all of these people are working together, his paranoia will reach dangerous new heights. Could he start eliminating people one by one? Or will he strike in one swift move to make sure no one is left to expose him? The investigation. How will this group take Cyrus down? It started as a quiet investigation, but now 6 people are actively working to dismantle Cyrus' criminal empire, each one bringing a unique skill set to the table. Lucky Spencer and Elizabeth Baldwin, these two have been working behind the scenes, carefully gathering intelligence about Cyrus and his connection to the mercy killings. Lucas Jones, as a respected doctor at GH, Lucas has access to medical records that could confirm Cyrus' hand in suspicious patient deaths. Jocelyn Jacks, volunteering at Turning Woods, Jocelyn has taken it upon herself to dig up secrets, but her enthusiasm might make her careless. Christina Corinthos Davis, with her close ties to Lucky, Christina is deeply invested in this case, hoping to connect the dots and expose the truth. Molly Lansing Davis, the assistant district attorney, knows that her involvement is a massive conflict of interest, but she can't stand by and watch a murderer walk free. Instead, she ensures that whatever evidence they gather can actually hold up in court. The stakes are incredibly high. This isn't just about justice. It's about bringing down one of the most dangerous men in Port Charles before he claims more victims. But as more people get involved, one crucial question remains: is this secret operation airtight, or will someone slip up and expose their plan before they have the evidence they need? Christina and Jocelyn, a dangerous lack of discretion? For all their passion and determination, Christina and Jocelyn have one fatal flaw: they struggle to keep things under wraps. If Cyrus begins to sense that something is off, it will be because someone tipped him off, intentionally or not. Christina is known for her outspoken nature, and Jocelyn has a relentless drive to uncover the truth, but will they be able to control their emotions long enough to avoid suspicion? Cyrus didn't get to where he is by being careless. He knows when people are onto him, and he isn't afraid to make people disappear if they become a threat. So, if Christina and Jocelyn slip up, will they become his first targets? Molly's dilemma: the attorney caught in the middle. Out of everyone involved, Molly has the most to lose professionally. As an assistant district attorney, she's supposed to uphold the law, not take matters into her own hands. If anyone finds out about her involvement, she could jeopardize her career, the case against Cyrus, and even her future in law. But can she really step aside when she knows a murderer is walking free? Molly's role in this investigation is critical. She understands the legal system, ensuring that any evidence collected will hold up in court. If they can't build a proper case, all their efforts will be for nothing. But what happens if she crosses a line? Could her passion for justice ultimately cost her everything? Will Cyrus get away with it? Or will the truth finally come out? Cyrus Renault has survived countless close calls, and if anyone can wiggle their way out of a crisis, it's him. But this time, the odds are stacked against him. With 6 determined people working together, Cyrus may find himself in a position he's never been in before, truly trapped. Will they gather enough evidence before Cyrus retaliates? Will Christina and Jocelyn's loose lips put them in danger? And most importantly, can they take him down before he eliminates them first? One thing is for sure: the showdown is going to be explosive. Next, we're diving into an explosive revelation that could forever change the lives of Brooklyn Quartermaine, Harrison Chase, and Dante Falconeri. What happens when the past refuses to stay buried, and secrets have the power to destroy everything? Let's find out. For Brooklyn Quartermaine, life had finally started to fall into place. She had found love with Harrison Chase, had built a life she was proud of, and was looking toward the future with excitement and hope. A future that, in her mind, did not include the ghosts of her past creeping back to haunt her. But life has a way of disrupting even the best laid plans, and now Brooklyn finds herself facing a truth she never wanted to revisit. A truth that could destroy her marriage, derail her happiness, and potentially alter the course of multiple lives, including that of a child she gave up long ago. The past she tried so hard to outrun is knocking at her door, and this time, she won't be able to ignore it. Brooklyn had long accepted the decisions she made as a teenager, at least, that's what she told herself. She had been young, scared, and unprepared for motherhood. When she discovered she was pregnant after a summer romance with Dante Falconeri, she made a choice that felt right at the time: adoption. It wasn't an easy decision, but it was one she felt was best for the child. She believed she was ensuring a better life for her baby, one she couldn't provide. For years, she tucked that chapter of her life away, never speaking of it, never daring to even acknowledge it. But fate is cruel, and now, her carefully constructed world is about to shatter. Dante, the other half of that long-ago story, has no idea. He never knew about the pregnancy, the baby, or the heartbreak Brooklyn endured as she handed her child over to strangers. She made the decision alone, believing she was protecting both herself and Dante from an impossible situation. But in doing so, she also took away his choice, his right to know he had a child out there in the world. The revelation is bound to shake Dante to his core. Will he feel betrayed? Will he demand answers? Or will he set out on a mission to find the child he never knew existed? And more importantly, what happens when Brooklyn realizes she cannot control what happens next? But Dante isn't the only one whose world is about to be turned upside down. There's also Harrison Chase, the man who loves Brooklyn unconditionally, the man who envisioned a future where they would experience parenthood together for the first time. In his eyes, they were supposed to embark on that journey as equals, as first-time parents excitedly navigating the joys and challenges of raising a child. Now, that illusion has been shattered. Chase will have to come to terms with the fact that Brooklyn already has a child out in the world, a child that isn't his. Worse, she kept this secret from him, choosing silence over honesty. Will he see this as a betrayal too deep to forgive? Or will his love for Brooklyn be enough to weather the storm? To make matters even more complicated, there's Lulu Spencer. Lulu has never been Brooklyn's biggest fan, and this revelation is only going to add fuel to her long-held suspicions about her. She has spent years believing Brooklyn is selfish, reckless, and deceitful. Now, she has proof at least, that's how Lulu will see it. She won't hesitate to make her opinions known, and if she sees an opportunity to push Dante toward tracking down his child, she'll take it. And what about the child in question? What happens if Dante does decide to find them? Will they even want to be found? Imagine the shock of a young adult, living their own life, only to be told that their biological parents, strangers to them, are suddenly searching for answers. Would they be angry? Curious? Resentful? The ramifications of this revelation are endless. Brooklyn, who thought she had left the past behind, will now have to confront every consequence of the choice she made so many years ago. She will have to navigate the emotional fallout with Chase, handle Dante's inevitable reaction, and potentially face the reality that their child may not welcome this newfound attention. And if Dante pushes to be a part of his child's life, what will that mean for Brooklyn? Will she support him in his quest for answers, or will she fight to keep the past buried, clinging to the belief that she did what was best? And if Chase cannot forgive her, what then? Brooklyn may have been trying to protect everyone, Dante, Chase, and even herself, but secrets have a way of coming out. Now, she must ask herself, was the price of silence worth it? Or has she lost everything in the process? One thing is certain, Port Charles will never be the same once the truth is out.